girls. We're going to be talking some more about changes in the environment. We're going to review floods and droughts today. So look at your pictures. Out of the two pictures, let's see if you can identify what is shown. So in this picture we have this is a flood. It's when we have too much water, especially on a dry place, a place that's normally dry land. All right, remember it can come from rivers, streams that have too much water from rain. All right, and this is an example of a drought. That's a drought. When it is less rain than normal over a long period of time. All right, so your standard says to obtain, evaluate, and communicate information about weather, plants, animals, and humans, and the cause that changes the environment. All right, so you are going to communicate today about changes to the environment with weather. All right, so we're working on floods and droughts with weather changes to the environment. All right, so the first thing that you will do is work on your KWL chart. So remember, you'll have to take it out of presentation view, and you can click on the box and type. First thing, what do you already know about floods and droughts? All right, you've learned some things over the past few days. You can type here. In this box, what do you want to know? What's something that you haven't learned yet? You can type some questions that you may want to know about. All right, right here, you need to stop. You don't need to type here yet. This will be the last thing you do. It says stop. At the end of the lesson, you're going to come back and you will delete this box. And then it says learned, and you will type something new that you've learned in that box. That's your ending. All right, so what is a flood? Let's review. All right, a flood is when land that is usually dry is submerged or covered by large amounts of precipitation or rainfall. All right, what causes it? Too much rain. All right, when there's a lot of snow and the snow melts, that will cause it to flood. All right, strong winds that can cause storm surge, that water to flow in, and changes to the earth's surface can also cause it to flood. All right, when you get your copy today, you can click on the video link. Remember, I can't show them. It will copyright me, so you'll have to go in and click it yourself and watch the video about floods. What is a drought? Drought is a long period of time with little or no precipitation at all. That means no rainfall. All right, so what causes it? Not having any rainfall or having very little. Overusing the water. Remember, we talked about how families save water. They don't use a lot of water during a drought. If people abuse it, waste the water, or use too much, it can cause it to happen. Less water vapor in the atmosphere. Global warming, which causes the temperature to be higher. It dries up the land, lakes, and rivers. All right, you have another video by the same science labs about droughts. You can click on it and watch it, learn some new facts. Now you're going to think about what you've learned in the past few days and what you've learned today from the videos. We have a Venn diagram. Remember, a Venn diagram shows you how two concepts are the same and how they're different. All right, so here in the middle, you will click and drag anything that tells how floods and droughts are the same On this side, if it talks about just a flood, you'll drag it here. And if it talks about just droughts, you can drag it here. Okay, so let's look at some at the bottom. Too little water in the environment. Is that flood, a drought, or both? Too much water in an environment. Organisms lose their lives. Organisms mean the plants and animals in an environment. Everything becomes dry. Buildings, roads, and natural habitats are destroyed. Causes rivers and streams to overflow. So you're going to think about these and drag them to either floods, droughts, or, hey, that talks about a flood and a drought. It'll go in the middle. All right, you're going to decide. All right, remember, after you're done, what did you learn new today? You'll go back to the L, click and delete the green box, and you can type what you've learned new in the L column for what you've learned today. All right, do your best, and we will go over it tomorrow. Do a great job. I'm excited to see what you've learned.